What is up? It's Coach Ryan Rizuki with ILoveBasketballTV, and today we'll be going over 5 strong finishes at the basket. Now, the biggest thing you'll always hear is coaches will talk about finish stronger, attack the basket, go hard. But what do those things mean? And oftentimes I hear players that are confused and they don't really understand, how do I finish stronger? What are the ways that I do that? What are the techniques and what are the methods? So today I'll be showing you 5 different finishes that you can use to add to your game to finish over taller defenders. So the first finish we're going over is our Veer Step. Now there's a couple points that we want to make sure that we do this and a couple common mistakes that happen as well. So I want to make sure that I slam the ball and my left foot at the same time, right? We're doing this as a right-handed player first, and we'll go ahead and walk to the other side next. But I'm slam, boom, this doesn't count as my step. Now I go ahead and put the ball right here on my shoulder. Ideally, the best way to teach it is I'm going to put the back of my palm here. I want it touching my ear. Because oftentimes when I say put the ball on the shoulder, players will still hold it here or they'll still hold it somewhere else where the ball can get ripped. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that ball on our shoulder. So I'm just going to have you put the back of your palm on your ear. So I'm slam, 1 step forward, and then we're going to go 1 step into our defender. And this is normally where players will go ahead and rock that ball. I want to keep it on this side of my body to keep it as protected as possible. So I'm slam, boom, 1, 2, get that second step into them, and then I'll go ahead and lift that knee and finish my layup. Let me show you downhill towards the basket. I'm driving, defense is on my side. I'm slam, 1 step forward, 1 step into them, and then I rise up for that layup, making sure that I keep that ball protected on this side of my body. I'm going to show you how to do it wrong first, and then I'll show you how to do it right. So here's Veer Step wrong. I'm dribble, 1, 2, and then layup. And the problem is just bringing that ball over to this side. I don't want to get it ripped. I want to use this side of my body to bump my defender. So dribble, 1, 2 is the correct way to do it. Very similar to a Euro step, but I'm not trying to go past them. I'm trying to go into them. So downhill, I'm dribble, 1, 2, and then I'm up on that layup. Now our next move we call our pound evasion. So with this one is actually a little bit different. I'm going to dribble the ball and step with this left foot at the same time, just like before. But now I hit them on the first step. So I'm boom at the same time, and this is where my defender is on this side. So I'm boom, dribble, take 1 step and finish. Legally I'm allowed to take 2, so I could go dribble, 1, 2. But for purpose, and I don't really want you to get called for it because it looks a little bit like a travel sometimes, we're going to stay with 1. We're going to attack quickly, bump into our defender, take 1 step away, and then extend the layup. So I'm dribbling down, I slam that ball, hit my defense, 1 step away. One more time. I dribble down, I slam that ball, hit my defense, take 1 step away. Here's where a common problem comes in. A lot of players will bring that ball to this side again, similar to how we did before. We don't want to slam and have that ball here where it could get ripped. We want to slam, keep it away, and then extend it, keeping it away. But I'm bumping them with this shoulder. So I'm dribble, hit them, extend. Going downhill, I'm slam, and then extend. Getting that dribble with that bump. We want those 2 things to happen at the same time. Take 1 step away and finish. So I'm drive, defense is here, I hit them, boom, take 1 step and keep that ball extended and lay that one home. So our next one's going to be our jump stop, but we want to make sure that we jump stop and we tuck the ball in at the same time. You know, often the main focus of this video has just been how we protect the ball, how we use our body, and how we bump our defender, right? So with this one, when I slam the ball, I'm going to do a jump stop, but I'm going to do it sideways. So I'm going straight into my defender again. I want to continue to initiate as much contact as I can so I can continue to win this battle. If I'm taking bumps and I'm getting hit and I'm getting knocked off my line, I'm going to end up shooting fadeaway layups, and I don't want to do that. I want to get as close as I can to the basket to then have soft touch at the rim. So if I'm here, I'm going to slam that ball, boom, jump stop, and I'm going to pick the ball up in the air. I'm going to jump stop into my defender, pick the ball up in my air, put it right here on my ribs. Okay, oftentimes, even if I tell players to put the ball on the ribs, they're still going to end up tucking that ball here, or they're going to hold it here, or they're going to try to tuck it like this, but this isn't a tuck. I need elbow, ball, I need squeezing it here in this space to really, really protect it, and now I can go ahead and flex the shoulder and bump it straight into my defense. So I'm slam, bump, I'm not extending my arm, and I jump straight to the side into my defender. So it's imperative that I get them on my side first. Then when I slam it and jump into them, I'm good. I can knock them off their line and go for my open layup. So I drive down. Again, I have my defender on my side. I slam that ball, and you can see right now that I'm on the lane line, and this is not really a great angle for a layup. It's a bit far. It's not where I want it to be. So when I slam, I jump into defense, moving them out the way, and then I can go ahead and get back here for my finish. Again, make sure that we hold that ball right here against our ribs. I don't want to expose it to my defense. I don't want to go boom where they can rip it. So I'm drive, slam, and finish. So the next two are going to be a lot more athletic, right? And we want to go into our athletic finishes now, making sure that we still draw contact the right way. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but there's always 3 levels of contact to understand. Our first one, like we did earlier, is going to be dribbling and creating contact while we dribble, like we did with our pound evasion. Okay. Next is going to be creating contact when we pick up the ball, bumping like we did on our veer step or like we did on our jump stop. The last one, and the most hard, of course, of all 3, is going to be creating contact while you're in the air. So I'm going to show you how to do this last one, which is a lot more athletic, but understanding how to do all 3 is going to help you to finish over those taller and stronger defenders. So now, when I get to here, let's say that I'm driving to the basket, and the best way I could show you is going actually to the basket. Let's say I'm again here kind of on this lane line on this side of the basket, and I'm driving. Of course, I would love to be closer to the basket, but that can't always be the case because of the angles of the floor and how we need to attack. So if I'm driving and I'm out here, again, I don't want to finish this. But if I don't have room to veer step or to bounce evade or to jump into them on that jump stop, now I can go ahead and draw that contact in the air. So what I can do is while I'm driving this way is to jump into my defender, and now you can see that my head is underneath the rim. So obviously my defense is going to be on this side where I want them to be. And now I can go ahead and finish that layup extended. But now I'm jumping into them, and the more that I can jump into them, the more I can jump on top of them, the more that I can take away their athleticism. So I drive from the outside here and then jump and get my head underneath the rim, so now I can extend that layup. Really, I just want to cover as much ground as I can sideways and not forward. If I'm going forward, I'm going to lose my momentum. I'm going to get bumped, fall out of bounds, and have to shoot it behind me. I want to go sideways into them, controlled, and then finish layup. So I'm here, I'm driving outside this lane. Head is on the side of the backboard. I'm going to jump into defense and have that soft touch. Again, keeping that ball extended, hitting them with my left shoulder. So I drive, boom, jump into them, and then extend the layup to the outside. This is going to be another one that we can use that's a lot more athletic. So now our last and most athletic of the finishes is going to be jumping on top of our defender. And if we can accomplish this and jump on top of our defender, we can completely take away their athleticism. So if they were to have, let's say, a 50-inch vertical and we're afraid to attack the basket because we're worried about getting blocked, we can then learn how to jump on top of them, take away all of their vertical, take away all of their athleticism, and still be able to finish while drawing contact. And when we can initiate that contact, we have more control. So now by going up like this, I can hopefully either end up with free throws or a layup every single time. So the way to do this is going to be learning how to gather our steps. So when I dribble, I'm going to gather, boom, boom, right, 1, 2. Now I can transfer energy. So I'm right hand dribble, left foot step, gather, 1, 2. And I pick the ball up in the air, so I'm perfectly legal on this. 1, 2. Just a little baby jump stop. Now that I've gathered with the outside foot, then the inside foot, I can carry my momentum to the side towards the rim. Similar to the last one, but a little bit different. So I'm boom, 1, 2, and then from here, ball is of course protected. I elevate diagonally. So now my body's here, and this is where I want my defender to be. So I'm jumping on top of them. I show the ball to the rim, and if somehow I wasn't able to jump on top of them, they can still want to have their hands up, right? Because I'm putting the ball here where they can see it, where they're going to attempt to block it. Now I jump on top of them, I bring that ball back to my shoulder, have complete control, and then finish. And like I explained, this is of course way more athletic than a lot of the finishes that we're taught to do, but I've had some young players that have no problem doing this finish, and yes, it is of course difficult, But once you learn it and once you get the hang of it, you can build that control, and you could actually use your defender to help you become more athletic when you jump on top of them. So looking at it downhill, I'm drive, little gather here, and then elevate to the rim, have my body extended towards the rim, bring it back to my shoulder, and then finish that layup. But getting this angle on my jump is going to be the most crucial part. Just making sure that I get on top of them, making sure that I can take away their athleticism, making sure that I show the ball, and then control it on my shoulder, and then finish. The most common issue when I teach this to players is that they do not extend the ball. The number one thing is that when they get to there, they elevate like this, and now they're worried, they're not drawing contact correctly, their body isn't angled correctly, they're not showing the ball correctly, and then the defense is going to attempt to get this rip, or they're not going to be able to get it up with the correct soft touch. The second issue is the gather. So a lot of players, when they go into this, they try to dribble and jump at the same time. So they'll come down and go like this, where they slam it and jump together all at once, when in reality, we want to dribble, gather, to control ourselves, and then jump on top of our defenders. So this is the wrong way again. Dribble and jump. So the correct way would be to dribble, gather while staying low, and then elevate, ball to rim. So I dribble, gather low, ball to rim, and then finish that layup. Just extending, making sure I get my body at the correct angle. One more time, I'm dribble, gather, rim, and then finish. Sweet.
Go dummy, go beast, oh no.